So if any of you have a grandpa like mine, you know that they're really into politics. Every day when I come home from school in high school, I come home and there he is sitting on the couch watching MSNBC. And when I was in high school, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, and I didn't really care about politics. But now that I'm in college, I've realized that it's something I need to focus on because it will affect me in the future. You should listen to me because I will educate you on your voting decisions. According to the article, Voting as a Signal of Advice by Artemis Ropulius, published 2014, states that younger people in our age bracket do not vote. And when we don't vote, it puts us in a disadvantage because the older people don't really have our best interest. They vote for them and they don't vote for our best benefits. So you may end up paying for a war that may be started, or you may end up paying for something that doesn't benefit you but benefits someone else. The Middle East has been a huge has been a huge feud over the past hundreds of years because of the religion. In this speech, I'll inform you about ISIS. First, I will inform you about the history of the ISIS. Second, I will inform you about the religious values of ISIS. And third, I'll inform you about how the ISIS spread the conquest and they spread their message through media. So first, into the history of the ISIS. In the article, The War on ISIS by David von Durrell, 2015, states that the ISIS began by their leader Abu al-Zahawi. And this leader, he was from Jordan, and he began the ISIS movement by forming a small group, and they would attack smaller groups that opposed their religion. So one thing that the ISIS did when they became more on the international map to mostly America was when they fought in the Iraq War. According to the article, ISIS is Not a Terrorist Group by Audrey Cronin in 2015 states that ISIS began fighting the United States in the Iraq War. In this war, they aided Al-Qaeda with their military by funding the money and giving them weapons, but also fighting against us. And they do this because they don't respect our religious values and our values as a country. Another thing that ISIS did to spread their group was in the Syrian Civil War. In the Syrian Civil War, they helped the Syrian rebels fight against their government and aided them to try and overthrow them. During this, they did the same thing that they did in the Iraq War. They aided them with money and weapons, and they also aided them to help fight. So that takes me to my next point about the ISIS religion. ISIS claimed to a Capulet state. According to the article, ISIS militants claim new Islamic state by Vic Durrell, published 2015, states that the ISIS claim a Capulet state. And this means that the ISIS they claim Islamic civilization that is a utopia. And they said that they're going to build this by spreading their religion, their beliefs to the other people, and those that don't follow and don't do what they want and what they say, they will form them to make them do it, or they will take them out. The ISIS they have grown over the past 10, 20 years from something small to something big because of the way that they push their religion through the borders. They spread their religion to other countries by going to other countries and spreading their religion. This in turn has made ISIS from that small group to a group that exceeds millions of people today. So it comes into how the ISIS spread their message to other countries. So here, a picture here is the ISIS going to behead someone that most of you have seen in videos. The ISIS, they take video of what they're doing to these people, and they send it to that country. For example, Japanese reporter Kenji Jodo was missing from Japan, and Japan didn't know where he was. So Japan received a video from the ISIS, and it was a video of Kenji Jodo like this, and they said, give us money, or we're going to kill him. And Japan didn't follow through and give him the money, so they received another video of him being beheaded. And this is a recurring theme that the ISIS have brought to other countries. The ISIS have done this to people to our country, they've done it to other countries in the Middle East, and they've done it to other countries around the world. They do this not only for ransom, but they also do it for releasal of their prisoners that the country may have. Like in Jordan, a Jordanian pilot was burned to death because Jordans had prisoners of the ISIS. Another thing that they do to spread their message would be they attack and try and take over small ethnic groups. The Yazidis in the Middle East is a group that the ISIS targets. In the article, ISIS captures Yazidi women and sells them as sex slaves by David Von Durrell, posted in 2015, states that the ISIS take these women and they force them to marry men or force them into the sex slave industry. In this article, the author interviews a woman that was captured by the ISIS, and she tells about her story and how she was taken from her family, and that she was forced to marry a man, and that if she ever said no to him, or if she ever didn't want to do anything that he wanted to do, he would beat her, and he would make her do it. So, in conclusion, I have told you guys about the ISIS. First, I talked about the history of the ISIS. Second, I talked about the ISIS religious values. And third, I talked about how the ISIS spread their message. So, I hope that you take from this speech that you learn that you'll further educate yourself on these ISIS, and you will eventually have enough knowledge on it to make an educated decision in your voting process.